Hello chess fans, we're back with another rapid chess video against mate 7, so a strong opponent that I have played before. So we're going to go for d4, and I'm probably going to try to go for Jobava London depending on what my opponent goes for. So I'm going to go for knight c3, intending the Jobava London. So we'll see what my opponent goes for. Knight f6 is the main line. They can also play this move c5, it's pretty interesting, but okay, yeah. Now we see bishop f4, now c5 is sort of the main move here. E6 is also generally very playable. On e6, I think the main move is knight b5, but you can also go for e3, but it's not so good after bishop b4. So yeah, e6, knight b5 is the idea. a6 is also generally a very nice move. Bishop f5 is also playable. My opponent's thinking about a lot of different options here. I think even g6 is a good line. c6 is a good line. I actually have a pet line against c6, so we see this move e6, so I'm going to go for knight b5. Notice that if c5, we don't go knight b5 because they have queen a4, and then we just have to move our knight back. So against e6, it's one of the only moves where we're allowed going knight b5 immediately going for this pawn. So they have to either go bishop b4 here, they can go bishop d6, or the main move is to go for knight a6. And then on that, I'm going to go for e3, I think. This move a3 is also playable, but I think it's actually just too slow. So here I'm going to go for e3. And after c6 here, if they go bishop b4, I think that, if I'm trying to remember this correctly, I think you can just take and go knight e2. If I remember that correctly, though, then they have knight h5. So maybe it's bishop d3 actually in that position. If they go here, takes, and then knight e2. So yeah, there's a lot of options here. I think one of the best lines, actually, I lost a recent training game, where my opponent played bishop e7. If my opponent's watching that video, they probably remember that game. So they go here. So yeah, now I have to go for this move, knight c3. And we see knight c7. This makes a lot of sense because they want to bring the knight here and here. And they could also be looking at here in the future. So now I could go here. The problem with bishop d3 is, does it invite this move c5 right away? And to that, I would say probably not, because the pawn is... the knight, at least on c7, just completely misplaced if they go there. So I think bishop d3 makes a lot of sense. Okay, they immediately go for there. So yeah, that was really quick that they played that move. I think I'm just going to go for knight f3. And maybe I give them knight h5 actually, which might not have been ideal. But at the very least, like, I can go knight here or something. Take and go e4 at least. Or provoke there. Okay, so they go castles. Now I really want to go e4. I'm not really sure what's wrong with it. Maybe bishop b4 might be a problem. But could I go queen e2? Takes. E4 I want to play, yeah, but bishop here is sort of annoying. For example, if I go bishop g5 and provoke h6, do I really want to go takes with the queen and then go for like e5 in that position, where the knight is really badly placed, but after queen e7 he's breaking with f6, so I don't know about e4. Another thing I have to consider, obviously, is if I castle, does he have knight h5? That's always something that I have to consider. And the final thing is, if I go h3, let's say he goes knight e8, and then I can go e4 to meet bishop b4 with like here. That seems a lot more reasonable. And if knight e4, I can go for like takes. So wait, what's wrong with e4, bishop e4, e5? Knight e4 is what I was considering, right? Takes, pawn takes, and then the knight has d5. So that's why I'm going to go h3. I think this is a reasonable line. I'm going to go h3, preserving my bishop, but also I want him to go knight e8, which I think is what he's going to do. I think he's going to go knight e8. So, okay, he goes bishop d7. This is really weird, because now you just allowed knight e5, and then am I just grabbing your bishop? Okay, but first I should just probably castle, right? I can also consider castling queenside. Like, I could go queen e2 and consider castling queenside, but I think it's just too risky here, because g4, g5, like, I don't really have an attack. Well, my knight on c3 allows him to attack much quicker. Okay, so let's castle. I think the position is probably slightly better for white. I think I've gotten a slight advantage. I want to go e4 next. So we'll see what they do. I really think they should have gone knight e8. I guess they really wanted to go bishop b4 and knight d5. But yeah, bishop d7 just does not look natural. Maybe even b6 actually. Like to go bishop a6 or a5. a5 was also a very nice move there probably. Yeah, I think a5 might have been the best move there. But okay, now I want to go e4 next. And we'll see what my opponent does. After takes, maybe their idea is I just go back. I just have a nice position. So we'll see. I think a5 is reasonable here still. Okay, b5. So b5 is really discouraging this move e4 because, okay, they're going to kick away my knight. I think it's a very reasonable move. Okay, but do I want to go a3, a5, e4, b4, e5? Takes, I'm not sure. Could also go rook e1, preparing, I don't know, this to go back. Yeah, b5, maybe I should have gone e4 right away because of b5. b5 is a very nice move, actually. I could also go knight e5, sort of change my plans. Knight e5, I'm just worried about bishop d8 and then f6. It's just like, but f6 would relinquish control of e4 at some point. So maybe it's not something to worry about. So let's go knight e5, attacking here. I would grab the bishop pair in some positions, depending on the positions. Because if I can grab this bishop and then go e4 and then suddenly we open it all up, then yeah, okay, it looks good to me. But otherwise, it might not be the best idea. Like e4 right away is impossible. Also, I kind of open up my ability to play queen f3 to support e4 even more. But yeah, we'll see what he does. b4, I have to make a decision whether I want the knight to go to a4. Because the knight on a4 has some pros. The idea is to stop c5. And it also has some cons. It's that it's not really doing much. I have to go c4 to get it back in the game. And then I'm not sure. Also, maybe I want to go f3, e4 at some point. Maybe not. Okay, a6 seems very solid. So I think I might just go a3. Now I'm preparing e4 for real. So I really think they should go bishop e8. I really think that's the best move. I think also knight e8 I might be a little bit slow on account of e4. And if knight d6, do I have some sort of tactics using this knight? I don't think so. Or yeah, wait, on knight d6 I just have takes here, and then a fork on e5. So knight e8, e4, if knight d6 then takes, queen takes, and then e5. And if he takes with the knight, I don't know. I mean, I assume I have something nice there. Maybe like queen h5 ideas. Okay, c5 now. Okay. So that's how he plans to break. Okay, so I could always take, and go e4. On d5. This is a tough position. It's a really, really tough position because at some point I want to grab this, I assume. So that's his idea, was to play c5. I didn't actually even consider that. But takes, and then e4 is just generally really a common idea. After here, I go knight e2. I'm worried about him just remaneuvering the bishop, and the bishop just becomes good on that diagonal. So do I take? So, I mean, obviously, I think I should just take here first, though. Takes. And now we can sort of think about what to do. So takes here is just really, really, really tempting. But if e4, let's say bishop c8, I don't want to take here, do I? Yeah, if I get the bishop pair, then we have something to talk about at least. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is actually the best plan, but... Oh, also maybe his knight takes d7. I didn't even consider this. e4 to meet it with e5. It might be reasonable, but I have f4 ideas. Like, I'm thinking knight d7, e4, e5. Okay, he doesn't go for it, but e4 is just really natural. I assume d4 is going to come. And we're going to get a weird position. Now, my opening kind of worked because this knight on c7 is just really, really badly placed. I don't think he should exchange all this because then I just get the two bishops and also the knights on c7 hanging. So he could take and go this knight to d5. I think that's quite reasonable because then the knight's finally not that bad. It's also possible maybe I should have gone bishop h2 first because this knight has no way to improve right now. Yeah, maybe I should have done that. I should have gone bishop h2, queen f3. Just waiting because he doesn't have anything to do. Like he can't really go b4 because I just take it. Yeah, maybe I should have waited there. But okay, rook d8 is possible. There's a lot of moves that are possible here. A d4. I expect takes, knight takes and then knight d5. And that's what I really underestimated, I think. Because I thought I could take. Maybe I have bishop e5 there, actually. Threatening here. He has to go queen e7. And then what? Queen f3. Bishop is nicely placed here, but then bishop d6. Yeah, okay. Okay, he goes there, which is really strange because it allows e5, which does not seem like the type of move that you should be allowing. But maybe he's like, okay, the position is quite closed. But I mean, really? Like I would not have played that. Because you have to go back knight e8, right? And your knight's just so bad on e8. So e5, knight e8. Queen h5, g6. Queen h4. I don't really see anything. So I could also go rook e1. I'm just worried about him like getting some better placement for the knight. Then the knight can live on f8. So if I don't go e5 now, then I've missed my chance. Or if I go rook e1, can he now take, and then that's even stronger. So e5 really looks nice. Here, what if I then just go rook e8? Like I just argue that, okay, I don't really need to do anything immediate. Then b4 might come and actually pin me. But I have bishop d2. Okay, I'm going to go for e5. I don't think he can go here. I didn't even consider it, but okay, it just gives up a pawn. So he has to go knight e8, I assume. Then I can make a decision about queen h5 if I actually want to do that. So if h6, I don't know, it just feels like there's something. So yeah, this looks like the most natural move. I really don't think he should have allowed this. The knight's horrible on c7. And this knight's about to be bad on e8. And I have the bishop pair, but the position is slightly closed, so it's not like the end of the world. And if he ever goes d4, then I get knight e4. I think on knight e8, I'm going to go rook e1. Because I just want to fight against f6 a little bit. And if he goes like f5 and like g takes, I mean, that's so weakening. It has to be very bad for him. Not to mention if f6 even immediately, I can just ignore it. Though I'm worried about f5 then. Like what if knight e8, I go here, he goes f5. Crazy idea that if takes, he has g takes. Oh, but then do I have like bishop h7, queen h7, queen takes h7, king takes h7, and here? But no, the knight defense. Okay, never mind. Okay, so yeah, knight e8 is forced. I'm not really sure what he's thinking about. Oh, is there d5? Ah, he's thinking about d4. Oh, I hadn't even considered d4. Takes. Takes. Do I have bishop takes here? King takes. Check. King back. I go here, threatening a mate. King takes. I go check. He goes back, and I mate him. So I don't think that's possible. I think here, takes, check. He could go king h8. It's also possible. Oh, is he thinking maybe about this Greek gift? Does it work? Like, it obviously, I don't think it works. So yeah, I don't think I want to go here. I think I should just bring my pieces into the game with rook e1. And I don't think that's the move he was thinking about at all. Like, I think he was mainly calculating this move, queen h5. So this is another, like, at least psychological thing that I did, where he was calculating some other move, and then you play some different move, and now there's just like, what? I did not expect that move whatsoever. So idea of rook e1 is just to activate the rook. And maybe think about some rook lift. For example, if b4 now, I can take, go rook e3. But then here. Okay, I mean, his idea should be to get the knight in the game like this. So I have to attack him here. Like, I really have no other option. So I have to go queen h5 now. And then on g6, I'm going queen h4. And then on bishop e7, I think probably here. Maybe queen g4, actually. g6, queen g4. Is that reasonable? Okay, I want to go bishop g5. Yeah, why didn't I go bishop g5 right away? I'm not sure. Okay, do I want to trade these bishops now? Takes. His structure is extremely weak. I think I do want to trade them. I think that this is a good trade for me. I think so. I'm just double checking. Yeah, it looks very good for me. Okay, it's maybe possible, and now I just want to push the H pawn. It's maybe possible that I did mess this up a little bit. Okay, knight G7. Looks very, very natural. Let's bring the last rook into the game. He goes there. Now here do I have a ridiculous move, bishop takes b5. Pawn takes d5, knight e4. Absolutely insane. No, takes and then takes. Yeah, so it doesn't work. So I have to find a different move because I want to go bishop f1 and then... Yeah, I wanted to go bishop f1, knight e4. So how else can I get the knight here? I want to get the knight here. It has to get to g4. How do I get to g4? It goes through e3 or h2. How do I get to h2? It's not easy. e3 is not that bad. Here. Might be my idea. Okay, so let's start with bishop f1 because I think now that's the most obvious. Okay, he missed my threat. That's game over now. Yeah, that's just game over. I don't see a move for him anymore. He's just... Okay, yeah, so he has to sack the queen. Now, if I take here, if I take on e4, then he has some annoying play. Like, if I take on e4, he can take here, which is a little bit annoying. So, let's go for c3. I expect knight c4. Looks most natural to me. Now, I could take. Yeah, okay, let's take. And king e2 maybe. King e2 maybe there. So what if I just go queen c1? I'm preparing here. I want to trade the rooks. Makes the position a lot easier. And I expect rook c7 here, right? Because he doesn't really want to give up the... Okay, that's a strange move. But it makes some sense, I guess. So I could take. Yeah, and I think I will take. And then I will go here, attacking this. He has to defend with knight e7. Now, bring the queen to e3, so I can go queen a7 next. If here takes, I win this pawn. This e5 pawn prevents f5, which is very nice. Because I had no other way to get into e3, because I needed his knight to move from here. Rook c7 fails the queen b6, so he goes there. I attack this. He can go here. Takes, but then this falls. Just got to be careful not to play him a move like g3 when I could get mated after knight f3, if a knight ever lands on f3. So he takes there. So I think I'm safe to take there, but I could also go here. But no, it looks to be winning. Takes, attacking the knight, attacking the pawn. Okay, he goes there. I think I can just take here, right? And my opponent ran out of time, but I think it's just completely lost. And yeah, it is. Okay, so I think that was a very, very nice game about how to play the Jobava London quite positionally. Okay, so we can look at the game. So the game went with typical Jobava London stuff, knight b5 here. And yeah, here I think the most critical line, if you want to play a line against the black, I don't recommend going e6. I personally think the most fun lines are after a6, e3. And any move here, basically. You can even play h6 here. You can play g6 here. You can play e6 here. One of my favorites is to go c5, and then after it takes to pin this, and then you get a lot of pressure. So I think that there's a lot of different ways to play here. I don't like this e6 setup because it kind of gives white what they want after e3. Here I had a training game with bishop e7, and I think I got a really bad position. Here, all you got to know is that you just got to play knight f3. In the game, I think that I played h3, And after castles, or maybe I did this too. Yeah, maybe this is fine. So after knight f3, c6, knight c3, castles, just remember this move takes, and then knight e5. Attacking this pawn, and you have a better structure. So you might say, okay, why don't they go for like knight e7 then? Then we get exactly what we got in the game after something like e4. So, yeah, you just have to be able to quickly go for this. And so here, maybe they should go for this move, knight b8, and then after here, let's say castles, bishop d3. Again, we get something similar to the game. So yeah, this line is not that good, but I think I really played it badly. I think I might have gone a3, castles, and I went knight f3, and then I gave them knight h5. I think this is what happened in that game. But yeah, I really shouldn't do that. So here I went knight c7, and here apparently h4 is the best move. Not really clear what I'm doing on this. Yeah, it doesn't really make that much sense. So yeah, the idea has to be with the knight to go here, but it's just way too slow in this position here. And yeah, again, I really was expecting bishop d6, in which case I think that you have to go takes, knight f3 here, and e4 next. And then, okay, not e4, because queen b4 check in the end. After e4, takes, there's queen b4 check. So you can't do that. So you have to castle first, and then after b6, preparing here, now e4. And okay, the position's slightly better for white, but bishop e7 here, h3 is not the best move, but I think h3 is very reasonable. Here I was also considering this move e4, but I'm glad I didn't play this, because after takes, yeah, you really don't want to let this knight get in the game. This knight is so bad on c7, why would you let it come to d5? Just makes no sense. So I went h3. Bishop d7 is already a little bit strange. Already we're out of theory after h3, but I think h3 is the best move. Castles here. I might request a computer analysis, because I think I played this game very well. Castles, b5. I went knight e5 here. I went a3 now to stop this. I sort of missed their idea of c5. But after takes, okay, takes there is a little bit rushed. Yeah, e4. I think really I should just wait. And after bishop c8, go for like, I don't know, maybe rook d1 aligning with the queen. This is also reasonable. But I guess the way I played it is totally reasonable too, e4. And rook d8 is bad because it allows e4. Yeah, I was right about that. So the line I was thinking was the best was takes, and knight d5. That just hangs the bishop. So I guess probably takes, and then knight d5 was what I was probably thinking about. But yeah, again, this is just not pleasant. Yeah, queen c6 being the best move. That's a difficult move to play though, right? Because it doesn't really look that natural. Rook f8 looks to be developing the pieces. So after e5, the idea is to meet e5 with now you have here. And now you can, after like whatever I do, like rook e1, you can go like rook d8 and then bring this here. So the knight just was so bad on e8. And then, yeah, queen h5 is not good. Yeah, I don't know. It looked very natural. I have to go bishop g5, and this position looked very nice for me. I went here, knight a, and bishop f1 is maybe a cheeky move because it just really has the idea to go here. But after queen c7, I really can't move anywhere anyways, so it might have been a very bad move. Yeah, really, what should I be doing here? I'm curious. It says queen h5 is bad. What should I do instead? I should go queen f3 with the idea that to meet g6 with h4, let's say knight g7, something similar. g4, just go all out for the attack. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, honestly. And after this, what should I do instead here? Okay, immediately go knight e2. Ah, this is the way you get in, isn't it? Or no, knight d4 here. Just rook b1, queen c7, let's say attacking here. Knight f3, I don't know, knight b6, and then transferring like this, rook e8, knight g4. Okay. Yeah, there was a lot of ways to try to get knight g4 in the game, but yeah, knight b6 has just missed my threat. Even after queen c7, like at worst, I guess I go back and then go for that same thing here. Yeah, just a weird path though. And then after knight e4, yeah, my opponent's lost. Here you just got to be careful. Rook d5 looks very natural, but I think I played this very well. Queen g5 is better. Yeah, I didn't see queen g5 at all. Threatening here. And then you're never afraid of this rook move here because you can go check here and then queen b6 at least. And you're winning a pawn, but okay, queen d2, I thought this idea was pretty natural. He should go rook c6, defending all his stuff. Yeah, might be nice, but yeah, my opponent had no time, so don't blame him for just blundering everything here. And here the last calculation you have to make is this winning? Like, does he have like knight d4 or something? But you can just take the knight. So Yeah, I think yeah, quite a clean game. And yeah, kind of just shows you the positional power of the Jobava London. Like sometimes your opponent just gets a bad piece. While usually people think that the knight on c3 is going to be bad, like sometimes the knight on when it comes to c7 it's bad. So I think that this is a pretty nice game, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.